Previously, Guardians of Fehal.
The party got ready for their final preparations for the arrival of Nora and Rowan's parents, who are coming to Phaean to visit for a few days right around Nora's birthday. Hans and Franz, Josh's character, and Nora ended up going to the Fae District to do a little bit of shopping in preparation for the play they all planned to attend together. Una worked tirelessly to finish Nora's dress in time at the tailor's, and Hans and Franz, Andrew's character, and Rowan received paperwork for their upcoming mission to get rid of the remaining summoned creatures that are still lurking in the aqueducts from when the Selkies were in there trying to break into the school. The evening arrived, and Nora and Rowan's parents, Lyra and Callum, met the party outside on the docks, which they took them to a fancy restaurant, caught them up on all of their children's dangerous adventures, to which their mother seemed very excited and their father seemed very concerned, and dinner was going very well. And then Rowan mentioned that he had magic. Just to set the scene again, Rowan said that I have magic.
I can do magic, and I'll cast light on my hand.
Like at first when you say you can do magic, there's like a, what, honey? And then like an absolute shock on your face as you just are able to suddenly do magic. From both of them. Your papa's like, what? What? How? When were you able to do? How did you do? Does it hurt? Are you all right?
It doesn't hurt. I don't know how. I started seeing visions of someone, I don't know who, and around the same time I accidentally cast magic. And,
sorry for laughing. I'm just thinking about how you described this to Sam the first time and what it sounded like. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And I can do a few more spells as well. Most of them I probably shouldn't do while we're indoors. But I can clean things and change the color and do a bunch of fun little things like that, and I'll just like keep casting prestidigitation. I think it can stack 3 at a time. I'll just like keep casting a bunch of different little prestidigitations, like, oh look, fireworks, oh yeah, just like oh, that smells like there's a fart over there.
They are very surprised and kind of concerned, but like just you know, your papa's very quiet and like shocked about it, and he like looks at your mom like, what do you think, like what's going on? And your mom kind of is like, she looks really shocked too, but is just like thinking, like, you said you were voices. Did you make a were you having dreams? Did you make a deal with something? You didn't make a deal with a fairy, did you? I always hoped I taught you not to do that.
Well, I don't think so. But I mean, I don't remember making any sort of deals. But one of the first visions that I had was a figure that said, "Remember the promise that you made." I don't know what promise that was. But apparently there was one. And a couple of the visions that I've had that were somewhat like dreams, kind of not. I don't know how to explain it best, but I'm pretty sure it was of a Fae person, but I don't think they're the same person. There's a lot I don't know about what's happening. But
You can see them both kind of like they start kind of asking more details and like trying to come up with like answers as to like what it could be. They look concerned, and kind of just absolutely shocked. Essentially kind of not expecting you to have magic, and they're a little worried about it. And your mom is kind of completely just surprised because she had magic when she was young, like Nora did. Your dad doesn't have magic. And after a while of asking questions, like they're kind of like being more comforting about, I'm sure it must just be part of who you are, or maybe a blessing from the spirits in our forest.
I can't think of any bad reasons this would be happening to me. Nothing feels wrong about it. It's definitely strange.
If anything, the stuff that has been happening to you has ended up helping us, not hurting
That's
us.
true.
Rowan, tomorrow I want to do a reading with you and see if maybe we can find answers. Your mama says, like, very, like, kind of sobering up a little bit, like, I was not expecting my child to have magic. And your papa is very much, like, concerned, and he says, we can ask the elders in the village when we go back, but you've always been an exception anyway, so I don't know. But it sounds like whatever you have, it's good magic. So maybe the spirits are just helping you protect you and your friends more.
Maybe. There is.
Your mama says that could be what it is.
There's a lot I don't know, but there are pieces that are starting to form some sort of image. I don't know what it is yet, but it's becoming clearer. Side note, did we send them a sending stone, or were we going to give it to the one they got here?
No, they have one.
Okay.
They have one.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So maybe we can keep in more regular contact. You can tell me what you learned from the elders, and I can tell you what I learned from visions and who knows what else. I think that beyond just getting to hear your voices, we should stay in touch and figure out what's happening to me.
They kind of like nod in agreement and kind of they're a lot more quiet, and they're trying to go back into like comfort mode. Like, I'm sure everything's fine, but they're very like stunned by the fact that you have magic all of a sudden. But they're playing it off as very calm. Like, I'm sure everything's okay. But like for those of you with high insight at the table, so definitely Josh's Hans and Franz and Nora, you can tell that there's a level of like they're very concerned because they're just like, I don't know what's going on.
I'll wait to tell them a lot of the in-depth stuff about my visions and stuff when we're not, out in a public space. But
I was a girl and I had a crystal come out my chest.
I think I saw myself get stabbed.
Again, I don't want you to feel concerned, because I don't think that there's anything wrong with me. But it is something that I would definitely like to figure out why it's happening.
They nod in like agreement and are saying, yes, maybe. He looks at Callum looks at Lyra and says, do you think it's the spirits gave him this gift? And she says, I don't know what else it would be, but it makes sense. And is kind of like quietly, like just more so thinking. And your papa is very much like, I'm sure whatever it is though, it's good. Maybe you sound like from your stories, and he kind of looks at the twins. You seem that you have some sort of holy divine magic. Maybe you're just rubbing off on Rowan. He's never really been around other divine casters in this way, so
There are some spells that we have in common. There was a fight where I saw Hans and Franz cast a spell, and I sort of thought to myself it would be nice if I could do that too, and then it happened.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
and he's like, really? What spell was it? And kind of like trying to just get more. They're information searching and stuff like that. Oh, and then after a while, I think eventually, like, your papa will notice your axe and be like, Rowan, where did you get that axe from?
Oh,
Funny you should ask that question.
I was waiting for that.
Hans and Franz made it for me. Well, Hans and Franz and Nora. They made it together.
He looks back and forth. He looks back and forth like, which one made it? Oh,
And Hans
yes.
probably raised his hand.
I'll take it off and
It's called Protector.
pass it across the table.
He examines it and such, and he says, well, this definitely would fell a tree or two, but I feel like it's more in line with your new profession, and kind of like gives a look of like, I'm not fully comfortable with my children being this independent, but I'm accepting it in the moment. And he's examining it and appreciating the work and commenting on the honeycomb. He's like, oh, so you're a craftsman then?
Yeah. Yep. I can craft all sorts of things. You know, I crafted this armor, my sword, my brother's sword, armor, our shields, Rowan's axe. I made some daggers for Nora and our friend Una.
Yeah, he does some of the most amazing work, Papa. It kind of reminds me of when you and Rowan used to work together back at home.
He's like, well, I'm glad to see there's someone else around who can help Rowan keep up his craft since I'm not in town. And he'll kind of start asking you about like your techniques. He's like, no, I don't work with metal very much. So he'll just start making small talk about the crafting aspect of it with you, Josh. Like,
oh yeah, I summon a honeycomb anvil, and sometimes there's some bees who help me work. And I just kind of do the rhythmic hammering and fashion these objects out of any sort of metal. And then if I desire, I can reshape them into other things. Like I turned a couple scimitars into ingots. I turned one of my axes into this disc. And he'll take out the Bendayan disc and put it on the table. I can do all sorts of things.
Examine it. Yeah.
So sometimes I use an actual forge and don't invoke my goddess's blessing, but for the most part I craft everything in that way.
Well, that's certainly something. I think it would be very convenient if I could carry just my entire woodwork shop with me wherever I go.
Yeah, I don't even need to bring a hammer. It's just like, it's there. It's all, fire and honey and magic.
He kind of actually pulls out like his hand axe and is like, this one's actually could use a new handle. I don't suppose you would mind reaffixing it for me.
I mean, I can probably create for you an exact copy, but it'd be all metal if you'd like.
I'm kind of fond of this one particularly. She's like, it was his father's as well.
Oh, I see. I mean, I could probably, shore up any of the weak points with some metal to give it some extra strength.
He nods in approval. He says, well, if I trust my children with you, I suppose I can trust you with this heirloom. And he says, if you're willing, I would definitely appreciate having such a skilled craftsman try to repair it. And of course, I'll pay for it.
Oh no, I'd be happy to do it. And he'll take the axe and kind of put it through one of his loops and pat it.
If you'd like, Hans and Franz, I could help with some of the woodworking.
Yeah, if you want to. I was just gonna look for the cracks in the shaft and fill those in. Probably make sure that the axe head doesn't fly off when he's swinging it, that sort of thing.
Maybe that's something you two and Papa could do together tomorrow. I wanted to show Mama the alchemy room at the guild. So
Sure.
That sounds like fun.
You have an alchemy room.
we do, and I've used it a lot actually. There's a few, or at least one ingredient I did want to show you, but otherwise I wanted to kind of show you all the work we've been doing.
She's very excited hearing about your potion work and stuff, but you can see like your papa seems more like able to kind of distract himself in the conversation. Nor you can see your mom kind of keep looking back to like Rowan, like kind of more nervously a little bit, like occasionally when there's gaps in the conversation, like she's still thinking about what all he's talked about. But
Nora's
overall,
gonna lean over to her mom and just kind of like, tap her arm comfortingly like she always did, and she'll just lean over and
He'll be okay, Mama. He's really grown over the last few months, and I think he's just coming into his own now. So he's been a great protector to all of our friends too. Rowan did a good job.
Yeah, she kind of like nods and like squeezes her hand back and says, well, I suppose you can't always know. It's just, I hope that's all he's supposed to be.
I'm sure it'll be okay. If we ever need to come back up to the village just to check on things, we always can. But for right now, at least, he's doing okay.
I have a thing.
Yes, Josh.
That response, hoping that's all he's supposed to be, it's almost like she thinks he's going to be something else, or she's worried about what he's going to become. Can I get maybe like some insight into what that comment is about?
Sure, give me an insight check.
22.
Oh shit. With that high of an insight, you've known her just for the evening, but you can tell with just the way she said it, she has a little bit more of like a distant look, like she's remembering something specific. And it's the same way you would remember your mom talk about things, like especially when she was received like visions of things from the horse, or talk about like trying to read what the gods symbols were. It's that idea of like looking to put pieces together of like clues that have been dropped that might hint towards the future. That's sort of the vibe you're getting from
this.
It
Is like she's got some astrological hint as to maybe what's going on, but she's not sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's hoping maybe that's not what it is, and that there's not, it's just he's having magic and he's just gonna have a little bit of magic like his sister does, and it's not a big deal.
Right. Okay. I'm not gonna like comment on it to them. I just wanted to read that. Maybe I'll comment later, but yeah.
Okay. Well, I say for the sake of expediency, we'll let the night pass. If there's anything specifically more you guys want to talk about with your parents, we can do that. But basically, the evening kind of goes back into more of a chill conversation. You guys have any other questions you wanted to ask them before this dinner part is over?
Nora would probably just tell Hans and Franz that they could go back to the guild and that Rowan and her will come back later once they've like brought their parents back to the hotel and they'll come back on their own.
I
Okay.
wanted to
Sure.
make mention.
You
I wanted to
what?
make mention of the letter. That we got
Oh.
a possible job.
Oh,
If we want to do it the night after the play.
Oh,
I'm sure that'll be fine.
yeah.
Mama, Papa, how long did you plan on staying?
well, it's really up to you. Since I can technically, I can get us home fairly quickly, as long as we find the right spot for it. And she kind of gives you like a look, and Nora, you're like, oh, she's gonna,
You go
you know, she
tree
can
walking.
teleport.
Mhm.
Yeah, she can teleport through trees.
Tree stride.
Okay.
Or
Um,
it's technically teleport
Yeah,
via
technically
plant.
teleport via
Yeah.
plants.
Tree stride's not very long.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
we'll go ahead and we do have that job to do, but perhaps it'll be a good day for you to explore the city together. And we could always meet the next day.
Oh, that would be absolutely fine. We can distract ourselves for a bit, or we might be ready to go home by then. It feels like a short trip, but I do know that you're working adults now, so
Did
It
we-
won't be for too long.
it will be much easier to visit you now that at least we've been here once if I can find a tree.
Do we make mention of the play tomorrow?
Oh,
We haven't mentioned it, no.
no.
Do we want to mention that
Yeah.
before we leave? It's like, hey,
Yeah.
There's a
we got
play
tickets to a play
tomorrow.
tomorrow night.
We did plan on going to a play tomorrow, and we did get enough for you two to join us. So we thought
They
it would
both
be
get
fun.
super excited. Your mom's like, Nora, are you actually wanting to celebrate your birthday this year?
No, it's not for my birthday. It's just for fun.
No, it has to be for your birthday. Your
It's not for my
we
birthday.
will do whatever you want for your birthday. It is your special day. We will do everything. Do you want a cake? Do you want to ride
No,
a
no.
pony? And she's like, no, she's not 6 anymore, Callum. Like, she
Pony?
can turn into a pony. And he's like, no, whatever you want for your birthday, sweetheart. Oh, we'll have to go out and find a gift with you. We have some stuff from home, but we could buy something here too. And like, they're just like super excited. Like, oh, she wants to celebrate her birthday with her friends. Oh my God, this is so exciting.
It's not for my birthday, but we're just gonna go have fun together.
And your mom kind of like pinches your cheek a little bit. She's like, after nearly being 20 years old, you should want to actually celebrate your birthday. These are the ones you can still enjoy. Not when you've had as
No,
many
I
as
hate celebrating my birthday.
I know, but it's good for you too. And she kind of like squeezes your hand a little bit. Like, you need to celebrate your birthday.
Nora gives that like glance of like, fine, but only because I love you.
But no, they're like, a play sounds wonderful. We'll be happy to go to a play with you and your friends.
Okay.
And then they're like, we haven't, and your dad's like, we've never really been to a play before. Is it kind of like when they get up and read stories for the festivals in our village?
I don't know. I've never been to one either, so I suppose we'll just find out. We'll be sitting with all the merchants, I suppose. We have a friend who was able to get us tickets.
And they kind of like nod excitingly and then start kind of just asking like more questions about stuff and like, oh, you know, like what's it like? Or what else have you guys done in the city? Like, what is there to see? Talking about what you want to do tomorrow and make all your daily itinerary. Your mom is very much like, we can do this and this and this and this, but we can also do this. Like, you know, she's going into planner mode to maximize the birthday.
Mom is me.
Yes, your mom is you. And your dad is just like, whatever you want, Lonnie. Which basically is, again, darling, like, you know, his pet name for you guys. So,
Well, we will probably make our way back to their hotel then, and say goodnight to Hans and Franz. Whenever the conversation becomes a lull.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, I will see you back at the guild hall.
Okay.
Do you like to?
Nora, when they get back to their rooms, would like want to go in and like talk to them more privately for a bit with Rowan.
So, do you think that Rowan's magic is potentially something more?
They kind of like look at each other. Your papa says, I wish I could say, but I don't really know. I feel like it must be a gift from the spirits from our village, and they just apparently decided to bless us more with Rowan's new talents. But I'm afraid I don't really know of anything beyond that. And your mom is thinking about it, and she says, it's hard to say. I would think it was just something from the spirits, but if there's something that Rowan is supposed to remember he promised, that makes me worried.
It could be spirits. Because whenever I'm protecting Nora or our friends, there are spirits that sort of come out of my body. I don't know how to explain it best, but
Getting fucking ghosts everywhere. Get out of here, kid.
I just sprout ghosts randomly.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it.
What?
Nothing.
Okay. There are spirits that come from inside me and help protect them. But other than that, well, there was a time where we fought some specters, and I could sort of understand what they were saying.
Your parents don't really know what specters are, but you kind of explain what they, know. And basically, they're not really sure what to make of that, other than you must have at some point been in contact with spirits. And I suppose that's what it could be. So maybe you understand the language of them?
Maybe.
Your papa kind of sighs a bit, and he says, I know that both of you have just always assumed that I made you this way, and it was my magic that somehow gave life to the wood form, but honestly, that didn't come from me. All I know is I was working on a present for you and our family, and then I was working and looking for something, and I just remember both your mother and I had a dream from one of the house spirits. They said to go to the sacred grove and go specifically take a tree that we'd found and plant it there, and we did, and also to take part of that tree and build you out of it, and I did, and then you were created and came to life, which wasn't what I was expecting.
Nora's just soaking this all in. She's very quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing. Was it Nomel that gave you the dream?
Which
Or
one
was
was
it
no?
one-
Which one?
That was like our household spirit.
Nomel gave us the dream, and said to go and stand at the edge of the village and wait for another spirit to come guide us and to get a tree. And then there was some sort of spirit that appeared and led us to a Rowan tree that we separated. So half of it went into the sacred grove with the rest of our trees, and then the other one I made you out of.
There was this Rowan tree within the sacred grove.
The Rowan tree wasn't in the sacred grove originally. It was near the waterfall.
Oh.
That's not where.
It's you guys know it is where your guys' like your Founders Day festival is, where all the flowers from your village bloom. And it's also where the elders will go meet occasionally, like behind there. It's like a secret ceremony.
The waterfall that none of us have seen behind.
Yeah, it's where you also go. You know that like it's where you guys, when you come of age in the village and have to kind of keep it a secret, you like make your pledges to kind of protect the secret of the village and blah da 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 that. So it's a very holy place in your guys' village. The tree grove is where you guys plant all the family trees.
Then, if it was near the falls,
Is that the same
this
place?
is
No.
all very confusing.
For like, I know specifically what you're asking, Aaron, and no, that's not where you're probably thinking of. But yeah, so.
Well, maybe we'll find more over time through his visions. They've been slightly insightful.
I still want to look deeper into your fortune. I'm a little concerned that you're having memories of sorts that don't feel like yours. I know that some Fae spirits reincarnate. I personally never have had memories of a past existence.
One of the dream memories. I don't know which is best. I'll call them dreams. They feel like memories, though. I think it was from the Fey realm. I remember seeing a sky that was not from home. And it reminded me of what you've told us that the Fey realm looks like. And I'll go into detail on the dream as far as it's progressed.
Your papa is just kind of like overwhelmed thinking about it, not sure. Your mom has a little bit more of like a something. She's thinking really long and hard about it, and she says, "You might be blessed by one of the founders of our village."
One of the founders?
You know the story that happens every summer when we have the festival of Founders Day.
We've told many stories, though. I mean, they're all about the spirits, but there's too many stories to remember half the time. You're not meaning the Green Man, are you?
She nods her head. She's like, the Green Man who fell in love with the woman from the Fey realm, and they built our village from others who came and protected it. Otherwise, there may be a different. There's been many who've come from the Fey realm and made their home in our village, but I don't know why Rowan would specifically be seeing things, though.
Does the name Raelta mean anything to either of you?
Let's have him roll another history check. Oh my god!
Did Mom come through?
Another natural 20. She's
Yeah,
rolled
Mom.
2 natural 20s with these dice. It's not on monsters critting you guys. It's on your mom with history checks.
Mom's just smart.
Raelta is a name that is associated with the moon, which she often was. I believe one of the Fey names for the human moons was Raelta, and so
That was named after her, wasn't it?
the Green Man and the Lady of the Moon are often what they're called together. Mistress of the Wild.
What I had envisioned when we were going through all of these visions and trying to make sense of it all, I didn't really think that this would be where we'd end up.
It's a long theory. I don't know if that's for sure who it is. It's just, if it's a powerful enough spirit to give life, I would assume that that could be what it is.
How are you feeling about all of this, Rowan?
Very confused. I'm less nervous and more curious, and I don't know how long it will take to find all of the answers that we're looking for, but I only want to know more.
Your papa says, well, I mean, if it is the Lady of the Moon and the Green Man that blessed Rowan with life, then perhaps that's good. That's a wonderful gift, and we know it wouldn't be malicious then. And your mom is kind of like nodding in agreement and still just like, I don't know. Like there's just something that's just is weird. I don't know. But she's nodding.
Nora's getting that same sort of like vibe of like, yeah, it can't be bad. Could it? Like it's Faye.
Yes. Well,
Well-
I still want to read your future tomorrow, but this has been a very long day for both of you, I'm sure. And
Well, probably even longer for you. We want to make sure you get enough rest. But before we go, it seemed like something was bothering you earlier.
nothing was bothering me. I'm just so happy to see your faces.
But it
I want to roll an insight check.
Roll an insight check.
Yeah.
I doubt, knowing my luck, I doubt anything will come of it. I've never rolled above a 10 on an insight check.
I have an 18.
No, what'd you get, Rowan? What'd you get,
A
Aaron?
flat
Oblivious.
10. A flat
Okay.
10.
Flat 10. Oh God. You're not sure. Nora, you specifically see your mom like shake her head a little bit like, no, like we'll talk about it later. Shush.
She'll go ahead and say,
okay. Well, if anything does come up, please tell us. We want to make sure that you have fun while you're here, and that you come back to visit often now.
As long as I can find a tree, I should be able to. And your dad is kind of eyeing her a little bit suspiciously, like, what are you keeping from me? And she's just talking about like how easy it's going to be to come see you guys now if she finds a tree, and you'll have to show her one tomorrow, and it's the alchemist lab, and they can be working on their stuff, and then she can read your friend's future or whatever and do Rowan's future. And it's just, she's excited for all of that. But yeah, is there anything else with your parents, or?
no, we'll go ahead and say goodnight and then we'll
Okay.
head off towards the guild.
Okay. Hans and Franz, are you doing anything on your way back to the guild? Talking at all?
Well, I mean, I was gonna bring up, brother.
Yeah.
I think Rowan and Nora's mom knows a little bit more about his his magic situation and memories.
Well, I'd hope so. It's his mom and dad.
No. Like you know how she was reading the star chart thing? Like, I think she knows something because of that about Rowan. And I think she's worried about what it means. Like, it could be something bad.
I mean, you think you get all that from the star chart?
I don't know.
I don't
Mom
know.
got
either.
a whole lot of stuff from Fate, from the horse.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of why I want to learn. Mom and I never got into that before I left.
So, I just hope everything's okay. I hope she doesn't keep everything from Rowan, but, it was just kind of odd that she seemed to be holding back information about her son.
I mean, she doesn't really know us that well, Maybe she didn't want to say anything in front of us.
Yeah, maybe.
No. I don't know. I hope they're okay.
I'm sure they will be. I mean, they were both very happy to see their parents, so it's not like they have a bad relationship or
Well,
anything.
Yeah, and it seemed like the dad was very happy to see them.
So, yeah. I hope they have a good time.
So how was your date yesterday?
I mean, it wasn't really a date.
It was this morning.
This morning. I mean, you went to the zoo with a girl that I know you like. That's
Well,
not
of
what
course,
that's
I
called.
like everybody. Well, most people.
That is definitely not true, brother.
Most people that I meet and talk to, I like them.
Sure, but not like you like Nora.
Well,
Brother,
what do
I'm
you
not
mean?
stupid. Brother,
Yeah,
I have 2 eyes and I've known you for 25 years.
yeah.
It's like, when you used to get all weird and nervous around oh fuck, what's her name? Astrid. Around Astrid.
Yeah, but I mean, I was a young man back then. Now I'm kind of,
Yeah, and you're still the weird goober that you were then.
oh, come on.
I mean,
I'm not being weird just because she's attractive and cute, okay?
well, I never said. Well, I mean, that's why it's not a bad thing,
It's
brother.
not about just liking her, brother. Sometimes you're such a child.
I don't. Okay, then what else is it about?
I mean, she's a very insightful, brave, strong.
And you like that about her,
Yeah, well, she's.
which means that you like her.
Yes, but it goes beyond just liking someone. Come on, I'm attracted to her.
Yeah, brother, that's why you like her. It's different than like I like Pickles,
I would hope.
Everybody likes Pickles. But
No, I mean, we've met a couple people that don't like Pickles.
they're not. I don't think they were really people.
Brother, that's a lot of judgment.
Pickles are pretty good, brother.
Yeah, but even the pickle can be bad sometimes. It all is in the preparation.
Well, yeah, a pickle can be bad, but you can't just not like all pickles.
No, that's
And-
true.
and
Unless
so,
you had
like-
a really bad experience.
Nonsense. Anyway, but
Well, come on, we're
There's-
talking about pickles.
there's-
You don't have to
there's
change the
liking a
subject.
pickle, and then there's the way you like Nora.
I mean, I definitely like Nora more than I like pickles.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, brother. Is that there's different. It's a sliding scale. You like her more than you like Pickles, but you still like her.
Can that be
Yeah.
the title of the episode? Is I like Nora more than I like Pickles?
It is now. It's a little long. but we're
just
gonna have
my
it
God,
could
we
be
need it.
more than pickles.
More than
That's just
Pickles.
more Pickles.
That's the name of the episode. More than Pickles.
I love it.
And it was also
Um,
the name of the new smut book that's going to be existing in this world.
Oh,
You guys find like
no.
the Chastity's Nook. Lauren just texted me, "Oh my God, Pickles!"
So,
Oh boy.
but I mean, you obviously care for her, is what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's I mean, the fact that you're dancing around it right now, brother.
I mean, it's the fact, I'm dancing just a little bit because you're coming at me. You can't just hold your ground when you get, assaulted. You kind of got to dance around it. It's basic footwork.
Salted.
Now, you have to meet things head on sometimes, brother. But not everybody's the same. That's how I would do it. I get it, brother. I've always been. I don't want to say better at it because that's not true, but I tend not to dance around it as much. For somebody who is so forceful all the time, brother, you dance around this like a cat on a hot stone.
Well, hot stones are dangerous and I might hurt my little paws.
Well, yeah, we don't want you to have your little paws hurt, that's for sure. But, I think if you just keep it straight with Nora, and don't try and move too fast, just let it happen. She seems like she likes it too.
I'm not moving fast. We
I never
went to
said
the
you
zoo.
were.
We went to the Fae district, got some clothes, got a
I
gift for
know.
you, gift for Rowan, gift for Una.
Yeah, I know, brother.
Like
I know.
that was the first time, I'm taking it very slow.
Yeah, and that's good. I'm congratulating you on handling this smartly and very well.
But yeah,
That's
it
why-
went well. I mean,
That's why I gave you the flowers to give to her mother.
yeah, what was that about? Are you trying to make me look better to her parents or something?
Well, yeah, brother. I mean, if her parents don't like you, they obviously mean a lot to her. And I thought about it this morning when I was working out. You know, when you were at the zoo, I was like, I don't think this is something my brother would think of, but it's a good idea.
You know, I mean, Nora can create flowers. Why would I pick flowers?
Because creating flowers and picking flowers are two different things. You know, you can create light, but
I mean, I can't pick light. Don't be using that analogy on me.
But if I create a fire, that's more useful. We can cook stuff with it. It's different. You know, I went out of my way to create this light. Liz, are you okay, brother?
Yeah, I just kicked the trash bin. Don't worry about it.
Is the wine getting to you?
No, someone put a trash bin out while we were walking.
Yeah, this is a public place. You know, that's one thing Fane has done well is, you know, public green space and public trash receptacles.
So that was someone who comes out, you just kicked my chamber pot over.
Oh, that's why it's not
What's
so
the
bad.
chamber pot doing out in the middle of the street?
I was gonna dump it and then my baby was crying.
You're gonna dump it in the street? What is wrong with you? We have sewers here.
Narrator, why?
Narrator,
No,
yes.
I was gonna dump it in the cesspit and never mind. And they like pick up the chamber pot and it's like go back into their house.
So, you know, are you gonna try and, you know, hang out with Nora again?
Well, yeah, of course. When we were on our way back, you know, I had asked her to, you know, if we could spend some time together, like not adventuring and not on the job, like just, you know, kind of, you know, enjoying being together and just kind of.
You know what I always like to do is invite her to go work out with you.
I mean, we did that once.
Yeah, I know, but that was all of us, you know. Maybe you two go for a run in the morning.
I wonder if I could outrun a wolf.
No,
No, you don't think so?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
And you could borrow Sherblood if you want.
No. That'd be cheating.
Well, that wouldn't really get you an exercise. I mean, it is an exercise riding a horse, but not the same.
Yeah, not the same.
But, you know, it's yeah.
I mean, maybe going for a run wouldn't be so bad.
You know, just
Kind
hanging
of a
out.
casual jog. I don't know how fast she goes.
Yeah, I don't
She's
know
not a
either.
bear or a horse.
Yeah. I mean, she seems kind of built for running.
You think so?
I think so. You know, she's slender, you know, and she's not too tall, not too short. She's got good long legs, you know, she can kind of get moving.
Hey, how dare you be noticing those things on her?
Shit.
Hans and Ron gets
You
very
know,
angry.
because Nora's covered all the time. She's like 3/4 torso.
Just little legs.
Little tiny legs. That
Oh
is
my
not
god, what's wrong
canon.
with her? All right, so we get back. I mean, unless there's
Yeah, you
anything
get
else.
back. Yep, no.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, Hans and Franz would probably try to dance again.
So how's things with Rhiannon going?
Pretty good, pretty good. We were together this morning.
Yeah, and last
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, we just kind of walked around. Last night we had dinner, and then this morning, we just kind of walked around campus for a bit. You know, we just kind of went over like, you know, cultural differences, some language. You know, she was really interested in like how our village makes decisions on things. You know, like leadership type decisions. And so I kind of explained to her, you know, how it used to be and how it is now, you know, with the
How do you
The
know how it
totems.
is now?
soon, brother. Too soon.
It's been 13 years.
How it was when we left.
Okay.
And then, she was kind of telling me how it works, where she's from. And I asked her some questions about Fehal and the areas around here. But yeah, it's good. She's very interesting, very nice.
Good. I'm glad it's going well for you, brother.
Well, yeah, it's like, it's good for all of us.
How do you mean?
Well, Rhiannon's, she's a pretty important lady. And if we ever get back to the village, to have friends like her, it's good. And then, she introduced us to Lady,
Elaine.
Yeah, Lady Line.
You needed a nap today, Andrew.
Fuck, dude, yeah.
Sorry I kept you up so late last night, buddy.
No, that's okay. That's okay. But yeah, no, she's very intelligent. It's very nice just to talk with her.
Good. And yeah, that'll be kind of tapered off, I suppose.
Sweet. Una, you come back to the guild tired. You know that you have a little bit of a home stretch in the morning to finish the dress, but you see Hans and Franz back. Nora and Rowan aren't back quite yet.
Hey, Una, where have you been? You totally missed out. We were all supposed to meet.
Wait, we were?
Yeah, we've known that Rowan and Noah's parents were coming for like 2 weeks.
I guess this dress is taking a little bit more time than
What is wrong with your hands?
They're probably actually covered in dye.
That's what we like dye and probably just like slightly bleeding and cracked from everything.
Right. They're like, the dress is a lot more work than I thought it was gonna be, but it'll be done in time.
Goodness. And I reach over and just like when you like hold your hand up, I like reach out and just touch one, and I'll drop like 10 points of like on hands, just like you should maybe dip those in some aloe vera.
I think I'm gonna go to bed. And I have to be up at like before dawn to finish it, so I'm gonna go to bed now.
Okay, yeah, you go to bed. I'll get up early and I'll make sure that there's like some food you can take with you on the walk.
You sure you don't want to just like soak and relax before going to bed?
No, I'm pretty tired.
But come on, take care of yourself, Una.
I will once I'm done.
But you're a workaholic, you'll never be done.
I'll be done tomorrow by noon per DM.
Now that we're going to the play tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, it'll be done before then, and she'll have plenty of time to get ready, and I'll
Yeah,
help
you should
her
probably take a
hair.
nap afterward because the play is not until like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, it's probably 7 o'clock at night. Well, actually, no, it's probably 8. It's probably 8. Well, no, probably 7 o'clock.
If they use their own light or not.
Yeah, it's more of like, I was thinking when would people be willing to go see a play? So yeah, probably
Like
7 o'clock
8.
at night. Yeah.
Well, you go get to bed and we'll see you tomorrow.
Just make sure you're here at the guild with Nora and Rowan at noon.
At
And
noon?
I'll be
Okay.
Okay. I think she's already sleeping, brother.
Okay, good night. Do you need someone to walk you to your bed?
No, I'm fine.
Brother, you should go follow her. Make sure she makes it.
Just carry her.
Just,
All right,
like,
just
I
put
figure
you
we just like
down.
kind of like follow her up and like make sure she gets to her bed right. And then I'll like lean over to my brother when we get back to bed to our bunks and be like, I think the bath was a good idea.
I know.
I think it's the
I'm gonna go
dyes
take
that
a bath.
smell terrible.
I think I'm gonna go take a bath too.
Yeah, let's go do that.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys can go
Just
do
chill in the tubs, just
Chill in our 80-year-old lady tubs where it's like a seat. in the barrel.
Yeah.
Well, drowning in here, boys and girls.
Wait, is the lady 80 years old or is the barrel 80 years old?
Yes.
You don't know.
Both?
Why not both?
Or is the barrel
yeah,
a lady?
She's a lady.
Lady. So you guys successfully go to bed, Nora and Rowan. You make it back to the guilds, go to bed. I don't know if you have anything to discuss between yourselves before hitting the hay. All right.
Nope.
We'll say the night passes. It's the morning of. Are you guys? I know.
I'm gonna get up like very early,
Mhm.
and I'll ask the kitchen to like kind of like get like a
to go
like
back.
a to-go breakfast and then like a packed lunch.
Yep.
And then I'll just like I'll sit down there and wait for Una to come down, and I'll be like, "Here you go. You're probably gonna be in the hurry.
Here's your lunch bag. Have a good day.
Dude, you're giving like
Give me a
major
smooch on the
dad
cheek
vibes.
before you leave.
Oh
I
god.
don't care if your friends are watching."
Hans and Franz is becoming dad. Take your lunch. Make sure you eat. Don't just take the piece of bread and run dramatically towards school that you're always late to.
It's toast. It's always toast.
Yes, it's always toast.
Before Nora wakes up, Rowan will take the carving of
Mm-hmm.
Corin that he did and put it probably on her. So like a bed frame of any kind.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what's
There's
the-
like something,
Okay,
little
just,
frame
like,
or something.
somewhere
Post.
that she'll probably see it. Just post it up there.
Okay. Nora, you wake up and see a perfect little, beautifully carved wooden figurine of Corin, your dad, your family's Fey deer that your dad is like BFFs with.
Nora's just gonna like take it, and she like rolls onto her back, and she's just like, she's got it like lifted up, and she's just admiring the details and stuff while she slowly wakes up.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna go ahead and like place it with all of her other very like protected stuff with all of her things and everything, make sure it's safe. And she'll like go and get changed and washed up before going downstairs or going to the kitchen for food and
Okay.
stuff.
You can do that and get your breakfast.
I'm gonna go work
did
out
you-
with Ponder.
Okay, Ponder goes and works out with you. Oh, he doesn't do super well this morning.
Pulls a hammy.
Yeah, pulls a hammy.
I'll take him back, and yeah, I think this was, we should have stretched a little bit more before we got so intense, but that's okay. Put something cool on it, and just make sure that it's gonna tense up and get even stiffer throughout the day, but then it's gonna hurt a bit, but just kind of stretch it a bit when you can. Get up and walk around a bit.
Yeah, he'll nod and like listen to you, and he says, "Well, thanks for helping me get back. I suppose that there's truth in maybe doing this every day, even when you're not around. Because I didn't think it would hurt this bad.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't hurt. And then whenever he goes a separate way, I'm gonna go to the alchemist guy or the herbalist guy that Una works with, and I'll ask if he's got some sort of like like an icy hot.
Luthien manages to find something and kind of is like, oh,
Jalapeno
Ponder?
oil. That'll do it.
I suppose he's like, yeah, this is fine for guild use. Go ahead, give this to him. Tell him to put it on 3 times, and then let it just soak in.
Thank you very much. And I'll drop it off at Ponder's office and let him know.
Okay. All right, yeah, Ponder is very happy about it and appreciative, and he says, next time, maybe. I don't know. We'll try again tomorrow morning.
Sounds good.
And then like Ben kind of sees you. He's like, "What did you do to Ponder?"
We were looking out this morning, and I don't think we stretched enough. And when we were running up and down the beach, we tried to get in that sand to get some resistance training going. I think he pulled a hamstring.
Oh, well, you're getting Ponder to work out with you?
Yeah, he's my friend. I want him to be healthy, and and I like lean in close. I'm like, I don't think he was very comfortable with himself before. I think this helps.
No. I had noticed that he seemed a lot happier. He's definitely got more color in his face and seems a little more spring in his step. It's good. It's good that I'm glad that he's feeling better about himself. He should. He's a good person.
Yeah, he is. He's a good friend to us. We're gonna take a job with the Queen, Jesus,
Duchess.
with the Duchess. And I'll show him the letter just so that just to make sure there isn't some sort
All
of
conflict of interest.
Yeah.
He takes it in his surprise because he's just like, oh, well, I don't know how you caught someone so high's attention, but good for you. This isn't a conflict with working with us.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure and let you know. But Nara and Rowan's parents are in town for a little while anyway, and we'll probably do this tomorrow night. But I think within the next couple of days, if there's any jobs coming up, keep us in mind. Probably looking for something.
I will. Yeah, I'll let you know that. I'll see if there's anything around. Are you looking for something with long travel or local?
Personally, long travel's good. If we could go east,
South.
If we can kind of make our way south a bit would be nice, but just whatever you think suits us well,
Well, I will definitely keep that in mind, and I'll look through the job stack and see what's coming up. And he'll basically, wish you well and everything like that. And then he goes in to talk to Ponder. Anything going on with you guys in the morning, or are we gonna skip to the dress?
Probably just skip. Nothing too important going on with Hans and Franz.
Yeah, I know you're doing axe stuff. You're doing herbalist stuff with your mom.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, your
That's
parents
right,
are
yeah.
delighted.
Oh, yeah.
He's an axe man.
Yeah.
While Nora is with her mom, is it just the two of them?
Yeah,
in the
you
room?
can get with just the two of them.
Okay. She would just look to her mom and just say,
I can tell something's bothering you. You might not want to talk about it, but when you're ready, I'm always here to listen.
She smiles. She says, I just didn't want to say anything in front of your father. I actually planned on finding a way to tell at least one of you this, and you are always better at guarding things. It's difficult to say, but your father's getting older, and he's having a harder time as a lumberjack, and he's very stubborn, and I think it's a bit hard on him to know that he's growing so much older quicker than I am, and he keeps pushing himself too much, and I want him to take an opportunity that is coming his way, and he's very resistant to it, but I think if his adorable children told him they believed in him, he probably would do it.
What's the opportunity?
Many people in the village have put his name forward as being one of the new elders for the next 10 years in the cycle.
Papa?
He's pretty respected in the village, although he won't act like it. People trust
Oh, I
his...
know he is. He's always doubted himself. It's just what he's always been like, but he could do it if he wanted to. He's always been around and trusted. Does he just not believe that he can do it?
I think it's a bit of pride of not wanting to let go of something so familiar. He's done so long. But it would be good for him because he wouldn't be working as hard, and by the time his time serving on the council would be over, he would definitely need to be in retirement from lumberjack. lumberjack work, and that will be a separate conversation, but I feel like he would be perfect for it. It's just he's being stubborn about it, and I think that if you and Rowan encourage him, if he brings it up around you, and seem excited, he might be more willing to see himself as a father figure for the village, not just you two, since you guys don't need him in the same way as much anymore. Although you're both still his children.
Well, I'll try to bring it up or talk to him about it. He could do great things again for the village. I mean, he's already helped so many people with his skills. Maybe it's time to put other skills to good use.
That's actually the same metaphor I used. I said, Callum, you have made so many items. You've carved so many beautiful things out of wood. Maybe it's time to carve more things out of people's hearts. And he's being stubborn, but just don't act like I put you up to it. And she kind of like taps her nose a little bit, like this is a mom sneaky thing, and you know how your dad's being stubborn, so I'm gonna play him a little bit here.
I understand.
Mm-hmm.
There was one thing I wanted to ask you about.
And she's gonna show her the roses that she got from the
from
garden.
Temple, yes.
Yeah. And she's gonna show her them.
Nora.
I remember you telling me about these and reading about them, but I've been too nervous to try it by myself.
Oh my goodness.
They're so rare, I don't want to mess up.
I think that you're ready to handle something like this, but making a fairy ointment is very tricky, and you need to dedicate a few solid days without interruptions to making it. But, that would be wonderful. Where did you get these from?
When we were out on one of our other jobs, we passed through a grove of sorts, and these roses were everywhere. And I have to admit, I picked without asking. I felt terrible afterward. I know that I shouldn't have, but I gave
What was it that I gave in exchange? I don't even remember.
Crown. You gave him a flower crown.
Yes, I made him a flower crown.
And your name.
I met the guardian of that forest of sorts, and I suppose I became somewhat acquaintances with him, and he allowed me to take a few of these while we passed through. I think he was Fae of some sort. He seemed trapped there almost, and I feel bad that we haven't been back to visit. He must be so lonely.
Loneliness can do some pretty terrible things to the mind like that. I don't know. I've had similar before with creatures like that, and some have been more malevolent. Yeah, is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Benevolent than others. This one seems acceptable, but be careful.
Is it malevolent?
Yeah, I think so. My
I
brain
think it's
is also
malevolent and
benevolent. Benevolent is like good, and giving.
Yeah.
Malevolent is
Mal and Ben.
Yep.
Two opposites.
to Mal.
I'll give this potion a try, and I'll let you know how it all ends up turning out. I think I'll do them one batch at a time, because I'm too afraid to do them all at once.
That's smart. It's always good to do one first and make sure you learn from the first mistakes. And she's very, like, you can tell she's quite proud of you for, like, gathering unique ingredients, pushing yourself with your limits. She's a very proud mama and very encouraged. And she has fun looking at the Lutheus's setup. And then they really get to talking about ingredients. He wants to know about, like, where have you traveled? Like, have you been here? Have you worked with this route? Like, they get on incredibly well. And it's like, you know, just chat.
Nora's just standing there beaming like, I made a friend.
Lutheus says,
I made a potion friend.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if I could trouble you for some of your elvish earwax.
No, that's worthless.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Yes.
That's it.
Cool. Well, let's I don't know if you want to do the fortune reading thing now or later. We probably should do the dress thing since poor Megan has been waiting.
It's fine. We can do the fortune thing. There you go.
We have an hour left of playtime. Una, it gets close to noon and you finish the dress. And it did turn out, especially with having Sigourney making sure the dye worked well. It doesn't have the crazy lavish embroidery we talked about at the beginning of the game, but it does have it's the basic thing of what you want. So it is a very you want to describe it for the audience?
Sure. So it's a long, flowy dress, very Renaissance meets medieval, lace up the back, but the solid is very form-fitted. It is very long, billowy, kind of ball gown style. It does have more of a swoop neck in the front, where the sleeves kind of come to like almost like a t-shirt cap. And then there's a string tying underneath the sleeves to like reveal like a triangle open slot. And the sleeves are nice and long. And then from the wrist, it kind of cut off and billowed down to almost the full length of the dress. At the top, it's a very rich, dark purple, almost black. And that slowly fades into color appropriate purple, so she will not get fined. And then from that purple, it fades into a white on the sleeves. The rest of the dress, however, fades into that white, and then as it goes down and fades more white, there's actually lines of green dye kind of tucked up the dress and inside some of the folds to kind of create a vine-ish effect. And then on those vines, there's some dots of blue and darker purples and even some yellows just to add like almost like an accent of a flower. And then we have the belt that Hans and Franz, Josh's character, made out of the chainmail, the honeycomb chainmail with the little loops. That is actually going to be affixed to the dress on the sides. But it'll have the clip in the back so she can take the dress on and off. And then inside like the little loops, we have the little wooden flowers that Rowan's been painstakingly crafting that go with this whole pattern and motif of this dress. Yeah, she's gonna look like a little princess. I sent a picture to Lizzie, so she posted it.
Yeah, I know what it looks like. I should include it in the episode, like art stuff.
I apologize, Mary. I'm not an artist.
No, it's fine. It was more to get the rough shape of it. So you arrive at the guild and you're in the lunch in the dining hall area. It's wrapped and everything, and you're sitting there. You're exhausted, but it turned out exactly how you wanted.
I'm probably like covered in dye. I've actually probably put dye on my forehead in accident. My hands are probably chapped and bleeding.
Yeah, and you look tired. Let's actually give me a con roll, just because there's a very mentally taxing task as well for over.
Let's go. Oh, I have a 16. On the die.
You're fine. You pushed through it. You're good. Even though skip some meals and stuff, Una's tough.
She's used to that.
Yeah, right? Totally. Mind over matter.
So Nora and Rowan, you have met back up with your parents around lunchtime. And I don't know if Hans and Franz, if you're there as well, coming back from working on the axe. And I don't know what Andrew's Hans and Franz is doing this morning. Other than working out. You can be there if you wish, but if not, y'all are in the kitchen area and you see Nora, you see Una for like the first time out of bed, and she's like got splotches of dye on her and looks tired, but is sitting there like happily with like some sort of package on her lap sitting at the table. So
it's huge. Like this package is like
it's big.
It's huge, and it's probably on the table because she can't have it on her lap.
Una, number one, are you all right? You have a little.
She's gonna try to like rub off the dye and notices it doesn't come off.
Never mind. What's the package?
This is your birthday gift from us to you for tonight. And I'll like push the gift towards you.
My what?
Your birthday gift.
Oh.
Happy birthday, Nora.
Nora's gonna
Your
go
parents
ahead
are
and
so happy that
she just looks over to her parents and like flashes this like nervous smile. And then she's just
You all got me a gift?
Your parents are like, we didn't get you this. This must have just this isn't from us, but and they're kind of like really happy, like, oh yeah, like her friends got her a gift. This is wonderful. Like, they're super happy.
The belt was made from Hans and Franz. There's something that Rowan did, and Andrew helped with the style of the
Who's
or
Andrew?
Hans and Franz.
That one guy we met at
How-
Oh yeah, the one
that we met.
Yeah, right? That one out.
Yeah,
that
he
one
helped.
time. And Hans and Franz helped with the design, and I put it all together. So this is from us four to you.
Nora's gonna very slowly open it. And she just is it like in like a little box where she has to take a lid off and stuff?
Yeah. So there's like a huge bow, the biggest bow that Una could get.
She's gonna go ahead and lift the lid off of the box and like push all the stuff aside till she can see it.
Oh my.
Gonna slowly lift it out of the package. And like it just keeps going. And she's like, how big is this thing?
Help.
Rowan will pick it up and lift it up as high as it goes.
This is for me?
Yes.
I'm certainly not going to wear it.
Rowan will peek his head out from behind the dress. Happy birthday, Nora!
It's beautiful. I've never had anything like this before. It's very pretty. Thank you.
And she's gonna go around and give each of them like she stops for a sec and then just like tackles you each in a hug. Like she's very unsure at first, like this is okay, right? And then she's gonna just like give you like the biggest hug she possibly can. And you can see that tears are welling up in her eyes. Like genuine tears. And she's just like kind of like quietly staring at it, and she's gonna like move the fabric aside every once in a while to admire the details of the pattern on the bottom, the craftsmanship of the belt. She'll like look at the buttons and see that they're made of wood, and then she'll look up at her brother and just give him a little smile and stuff.
I made those.
I can tell.
And
Thank
then
you.
Tonight, before we go to the theater, before you put this on, I'll actually do your hair too in the basket weave that we did in that grove to go with the dress. So you can look your best tonight.
Wow. Are you sure this isn't going to be too fancy?
No, I
I'll
think the
make
shawl
myself
that we
look
got
at the
the other
level.
day will work just fine too.
Thank you.
Of course.
And then she just
Everybody
like
deserves a pretty dress.
she just looks back at her parents, and it's just like she does a little point.
That's for me.
And she's like
your dad
happy
is,
and
like,
excited.
Your
For once.
dad has like tears in his eyes and is like, "You're going to look like a princess, Nora." Like from the fairy book we used to read as a child. And your mom is like, "This is so beautiful, Nora. You're going to look lovely in it."
you, everyone.
You're
I'm
welcome.
not used to celebrating my birthday, so I
Why not?
This is a tradition for a positive change. And she goes over, your mom goes over and like hugs you and kisses your forehead, and then both parents go over and give like Una a hug, and you're like, well, if you're going to do something like that for our daughter, then I suppose you might as well be a part of our family as well. Like,
So you must be the parent?
Oh,
yes.
oh, by the way, this
Lyra
is our
and
friend
Callum.
Una.
Yes. Lyra and Callum, they introduce themselves, and you know, they have a very positive first impression of you, even though you're covered in dye because you made this
Like,
elaborate dress.
smeared.
Yes.
My hair is probably like half falling out of the braid at this point.
Oh, hey, and she's digging in her bag. I do have something for you first. Hold on. And she's gonna pull it out, the little package, and hand it over to her. This is for you.
I'll look at it and then slowly open it, and because it's a
It's a
What
little
color
hair
blue,
clip
right?
that's
Yeah, it's like a crystal
green
hair clip.
gemstone. Yeah, like a little crystal.
Una will just start crying. At that point. Like
Oh.
she lost it at that point, and just
Una
somehow
just runs up. I'm sorry, you like it, right? She's like freaking out, thinking she did something.
no, Una will just like try to say thank you with like a smile, but like just unable to control it. She's just exhausted and worn out mentally.
Nora gives you
after
a big,
working.
big hug, just like until you calm down. She's just like giving you a big hug.
Slowly compose myself and say thank you, and try to tuck it in her hair someplace, probably more towards the front, so it's a little bit more predominant.
Yeah. As you're doing this, like you can see anyone who's passive is decent, or just in general, like Nora and Rowan's parents kind of are like looking at Nora happy and emotional, and they kind of like have like this really like happy and kind of relieved look on their face, and kind of like whisper something to each other and like nod and just kind of are like smiling and happy at this overwhelming joy of love.
She's happy. She's got a smile on her face.
I think I need to take a bath now, though.
You should
Why don't you go
probably
take care of yourself?
Okay,
get some rest before the play tonight too.
I'll see you around 5. And it's just gonna go and probably take a nap. Like,
Well, she could do that.
In the baths.
yeah, in the bath, just sit in the bath and fall asleep for a few hours.
Oh god, she's gonna be just like a prune when she
One
comes in.
giant prune.
Try to figure out how to get the dye off.
Oh, Una, you look so
Wrinkly.
wrinkly.
Really?
I'm gonna ask Nora's mom something with an L.
Layla.
Lyra.
Lyra.
Lyra. Would you have time to show me the fortune thing?
I'm sorry for laughing.
What the heck, Aaron?
Liz was thinking it too.
I mean, if that's what it takes to see my future.
You'll
It's
also
just
see,
like you
yeah,
never
your
show
future
me
will be over.
Such a long pause, and then Aaron's like,
Gonna smash you into the ground.
oh my
Shit.
God. I know, no, it's fine. That's not canon. That's how it came out. It's just I'm dumb, and Aaron went like made boob gestures.
You're welcome.
Oh God. She's like, oh yes, I did believe I promised you I would read your fortune. And she'll like say, this place doesn't really have the atmosphere for it. But
Well, if you'll permit me a suggestion, to the group, would we want to go have lunch out in our, place out in the woods?
Like a picnic.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe we could find a tree for Mama too? There,
I mean, I don't know.
there's
if
trees
the tree-
everywhere, so I suppose you could find one.
What kind of trees are you looking for out there?
Just one big enough.
Just a large tree.
Oh yeah,
One.
there's actually a big one just off a grove. That's I think it's some sort of oak.
That would be perfect, and oaks are very good luck. So I would love to go eat lunch out in the woods, and then your papa nods and is like, I would feel more home-like than this crazy building. But yes, I would also think that would be good. And yeah, you guys can take them out to the shrine.
Okay.
To go eat.
I guess Hans and Franz would bring some more Krieg pieces out there that he would have finished.
Okay, yeah, for
passively.
your board.
Yep.
Mm.
For the board to Forian.
Guys, take you a while to get out there. You know, it's like probably like a 20-minute walk, but you make it and go have your time, have your lunch. And your fortune! Dun, dun, dun. Do you have roll 20 up, Andrew?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to roll me. You're going to have to do a custom die roll. I'm going to need you to
Okay.
roll a D78
Okay.
3 times.
Okay.
And then I need you to roll I need you to roll 3 D4s.
Like add them together or 3 separate D4s?
Separate. I need them separate.
Okay. There you go.
All right.
3, 1, 3.
Okay. So for you, you have to, when she's prompting you with this, she wants you to think about a specific question that you have for the universe or a specific theme you want insight into. And you don't have to tell me, well, I mean, Hans and Franz wouldn't tell her what it is, but what is Hans and Franz essentially thinking about as his question?
Oh, I didn't realize it was a question thing.
Yeah, it's a specific. You have to either do a question or like you have to do.
Or like whatever's at the forefront of your mind.
Yeah, that's a theme or a question.
the totems.
You want to know like your success with the totems
Or just kind of like how.
or the future of it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's actually really, really funny.
Jeez Louise.
What? Sorry.
You know we've all got headphones on, right?
I didn't mean to laugh that hard. I'm sorry. It was really, really funny because of what randomly got pulled for it. Because I'm using my actual tarot deck, just broken up into dice rolls. So, all right. So she has you think about it, and she specifically actually has you shuffle these cards as you're thinking about your question. And Hans and Franz narratively is thinking. Actually, describe for the audience what Hans and Franz is thinking about as he's shuffling these cards.
Just kind of thinking about, you know, like if his main concern is if he's doing enough
Mm-hmm.
at this point, you know, since I've kind of like let it go on the back burner. And while like for him, it's still like a major thing, he doesn't want to push the rest of the group into doing what he, you know, and then like, you know, am I doing it right?
Mhm.
Is this going,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, am I going on the right path
Yeah,
with the things that
sure.
I'm doing?
The first card is a woman who looks like she is not only carrying a child, but spread out amongst, like, she's kind of laying on the grass, like at peace, and her hair is like intertwined with the greenery, and it just looks like she's part of nature. The next one looks like it is 4 stones, and a person like meditating, and these 4 stones have some sort of unique symbol on them that you don't recognize. It's some sort of fae symbol. The last one looks like it's a traveler in a cloak that is standing at a gateway.
Traveler in a
Where they're
cloak standing in a gateway?
Yeah, a man in a cloak or some sort of person in a cloak standing, like they're gonna go through like a portal, and it's like bright. And they're walking away from like just the more gray monochromatic scenery that is behind them. So it's somebody walking with like a cloak and moving forward, so through this doorway. So she says, This first card represents Mother Earth and the nature of balance. Whatever current energy you have around this thing, you seem to be grounded and need to focus on your own intuition and be one with the earth. There is a sense of some sort of creation and growth happening around you in this inquiry. Almost a motherly figure. That's your current energy. Which I'm laughing because this tarot equates to like the Empress, which is exactly like what Moru is always depicted as like somebody growing a garden and like cultivating it. And I'm just laughing my head off because I'm like, oh my God. Like, it's Moru. That's your current energy around this. The next one, she says, the advice that for your inquiry is the universe is suggesting that you embrace wisdom and that you maintain your discipline, but don't hold on too tightly. This card represents holding on to what you have, but not too firm. You need to be able to let go when it needs to be, and know that the fear of losing control can cause great harm. The last one with the Traveler is basically this one. Cups are usually associated with emotion.
Wait,
This
cups?
is what- Cups. This is specifically cups in it because the Traveler is leaving. It's like he's walking through a doorway, and there you can see that around the card there's like little cups is what it's holding, like behind. And she says, this one looks like if you follow this advice, you're going to be able to pass through some sort of struggle that you've been facing and release any emotional pain that you have over time. Let go of it. And this is also a sign that whatever you're heading towards will be a transition and release and some sort of self-discovery. Oh my God, guys, that was a fantastic thing. And for being dice rolls, I'm like, holy shit, this is so cool that it worked.
I think I have good notes for that. I don't know. We'll see.
If not, I think we recorded it.
Oh, did we? Are we recording this right now?
Oh, I forgot to hit the button. Darn.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay, good. All right.
Yep.
Didn't want to sound like an idiot on the mic.
Yeah. Otherwise, she says, I hope that was insightful for you. I'm sure a lot of it will make more sense as time goes on.
I mean, it kind of makes sense now. Thank you very much. Our mother is the horse in our village, which, wow, that sounds really fucking weird.
Okay, so wait a minute. I kind of want to clear something up because I've had this thing I wanted to ask you guys about the Bendaya leadership. I feel like when you become the chief, you step down from like what that specific role in the village was, and you are the chief, and the horse is filled by another person. Because I feel like that should be two set. Being the chief should be able to pull counsel from one of the other totems filling that role. So I always pictured it, your mom was the horse, and then she got appointed as the chief, and so somebody else took over the horse role. But she still had an affinity of being like the follower of the horse. Yeah, I don't know. That's my take on it. But we can.
That's fine.
Okay, I was like,
Yeah, that makes
they can
sense.
have dual roles. Okay,
So,
but yes.
our mother in our tribe was the horse before she became the chieftainess, whatever.
Yeah, just chief. The Bendaya don't have. It's fine. They don't have gendered pronouns like that.
And fate is kind of the wheelhouse of the horse. And I never got to learn from her. You know, she would do stargazing and some things to see if there's any, ill portents in the future or something, things we need to keep her. If we need to stockpile more for a really harsh winter, that kind of thing. And before I was able to learn from her, I left the village. So I appreciate this very much. It actually does mean a lot to me, probably than you know, other than what I just told you. But this is something that Nara, can you kind of teach me some of this?
I do know a slight bit of it, like some of it. I'm sure I could get you started at least.
That's really great. Thank you very much.
Of course.
She's happy and puts the cards away and then says, "All right, Rowan, it is your turn, my darling." And, well, actually, she'd say Lonnie.
Hey, Lonnie, and a hope.
Same thing, 3 different 78 die, and then 3 die 4s that are all separate.
Damn.
Ooh, yeah.
69. Okay, so you got 77, 73, and then 69. Interesting. That's actually kind of funny. You got like almost all earth signs. That's really funny. As a tree man.
How convenient.
Actually, no, all of them are every single one
What
of
is this sorcery?
The universe is speaking. Okay, so then you got
The tarot in-game know about our characters.
I guess so.
Oh,
and
so
then
they're
narrate,
allowed to break the fourth wall. Okay.
narrate for the audience specifically what Rowan is thinking about.
Ooh.
Because even though your mom is wanting you to kind of focus on one specific thing,
Yeah.
like about your future with this magic power awakening, she's also like, she can't control exactly what you're thinking about. So whatever Rowan's thinking about is going to be.
I think Rowan is focused on the bright light figure that he saw in the vision, and sort of just like the meaning of his visions, with the bright white figure and Raelta.
So he wants to know, like, what does this force want of me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there any meaning that I can draw from that kind of stuff?
Interesting. Oh, okay. So your mom was like, okay. Your mom has you shuffle the cards and then she starts dealing them out, as she's done for you before with inquiries. It's a little bit weird because you've never had to ask something so like high stress
Serious.
and personal.
Yeah.
And you recognize that like all the cards that she pulls up, Rowan, because you can read the face symbols, like they're earth signs. So you have one that is they're all earth signs, and the first 2 are upright and the last one is reversed. So the first one is representative of the energy around your current inquiry and this essence and this voice. And specifically, she goes in to explain it's a woman basically sitting on a stone throne decorated with carvings of food and like abundance and other material success and pleasure. And she cradles like the coins in her hand, these stones. And basically she says, whatever this energy has been with you up until now, it has been nurturing and practical and seems to be providing for you in a healthy way, where it's been giving and contributing to your success. Going forward, the future that it seems to be pointing towards in advice is one of a woman who is dressed in also very nice clothes and standing in a garden. She has signs of like social status, as Rowan would associate it with like Fae, even though their village doesn't really have like upper class people. You know, stories of like court people and like just everything about it fits like, oh, this would be like a Fae princess or like somebody noble equivalent. And there's on her other hand, she's got a falcon sitting, which signifies intelligence and self-control. And so your mother says that this card represents the advice you should take of this is self-sufficiency, and you're going to grow into this and have your own sense of dependence from it. If you keep leaning forward into this, you will actually gain a sense of independence. And she looks at the last card and is kind of like pausing for a bit to try to figure out what it means herself. And this woman looks like it's another person where it's two people walk through an icy and windy area filled with snow, and looks like they're both destitute in ways. And one is injured, and the other one looks like they are trying to protect the other from the weather. And behind them sits a place of warmth and a symbol of hope. But it looks like they aren't really quite able to see it. And she's kind of a little bit troubled by this card. And she says, this one looks like the future, even if you are growing in your own independence, might lead to a sense of loss or separation of sorts. Losing some of that sense of comfort and growth.
Could you repeat the description of the card for me again?
The card specifically looks like it has the symbols on it where the person's walking away from like a stone structure. And it says that they're walking through like a winter land of like cold. One looks injured and the other one is barefoot and trying to protect them with like a blanket from the weather. And they're leaving a building that emits light and warmth. But they're focused on the pain, like the pain around them. And your mom basically said it's a sign of spiritual poverty, a sense of loss and separation to an extent, and difficult times.
That is trouble.
That is really cool, actually. For me as a DM, I'm like, this is
what
cool.
I know, yeah, that's even cool. So I don't even know what you have in store.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is cool.
Current energy, lesson, and the future, is that what the third card stands for?
The third card usually represents what happens with the advice, or what's going to come even with the advice. So she's kind of saying, I think the energy is positive at least, but it seems like this is warning you to grow in your own strength, because whatever is going to come is going to be harsh no matter what. And she kind of like takes your hand and like, hugs you a bit, like, kind of like, I'm worried about you, boo. Like my son, no one hurt my baby tree boy.
She's not like a helicopter mom, is she?
Out of the two of them, she seems way more comfortable with her kid being independent.
I feel like Papa would be more
the helicopter.
More helicopter than Mama.
She's specifically doing these readings not in front of him, so
yeah.
It seems like there's a lot to take away from these cards, and I have a lot to learn and think about. Thank you, Mama.
She said, I think that no matter what happens, you will be strong enough if you're with your sister. And she kind of looks over back to everyone else in the group, with everyone else around you. I always had this fear that you were given as a gift, they would have to give you back. And I wonder if you're not supposed to just protect us and your sister. But if the spirits have something else that they're trying to grow you to be, I think whether you are or not, it's going to come eventually. So you might have to prepare, love.
I'll do my best.
You'll do more than enough because it's you. And she kind of like, gives you like a comforting like kiss on the cheek and a little forehead touch, which you guys do a lot, where it's, and she says, you'll be strong enough. I know you will. Remember that no matter what, you're still our son, and we love you.
I love you too, Mom.
And you guys can rejoin the others, spend time out there. Your Papa is very interested in like all the little things you've made for the board game and stuff like that, and the shrine in general. He's enjoying you could tell he feels a lot more at peace kind of being out in the woods and stuff than specifically being in the city. He's like, this is not my scene. I don't really like this.
Would you say that I've done enough pieces on the creek board to like actually play the game?
Yeah, it's probably finished by now, considering you started this like back right after the fighting pits. So yeah, probably.
Okay. Well, then I'd probably try to explain the rules to Callum and, just go through a game, and just kind of chat, I guess,
All right.
while we're playing.
Anything else you guys want to do, or do you want to go get ready to play?
Nora would go and try to help her mom find like the perfect tree, but she would want to go just them.
Yeah, she can do that.
Mama, there's one thing I wanted to tell you, but I don't really know how to tell Papa. I just wanted to let you know that Una taught me how to swim.
She looks like very surprised and like happy, and she said, I think he would be very proud of you for that, Nora.
You think? I just don't want him to get too scared. I don't want to worry him.
He'll worry about you no matter what, but knowing that you know how to swim definitely will put him at ease a bit more.
Okay, I just wasn't sure if I should tell him or not, but I'll let him know.
Have you been able to turn into anything that can breathe underwater yet?
I've tried it like once or twice. My friends have been a big help in just figuring this all out. I've only been able to put it to use maybe once or so, but I'm sure it'll keep coming up.
She nods and says, it'll be easier to get over that if you keep practicing. But I'm very
That's
proud
what
of
we're
you.
doing, so thank you.
Mm-hmm. And look at you wearing a fancy dress. I'm not even sure. Well, I still think you're my daughter. Maybe you're a little bit more like me than I thought. She kind of like, ruffles her hair a bit.
It does feel a bit odd knowing I have something so fancy now. I'm used to our handmade clothing from the village, but I have to admit it does feel kind of nice to have something, I suppose, fancier. It's almost like a treat to myself. I'm not used to it, but I kind of like it.
Yeah. She says, keep learning more about yourself, and even if the old Nora wouldn't have enjoyed it, maybe Nora today on her birthday and 20 years old. Oh, I can't believe I have a daughter who's 20 years old. You'll find more of yourself along the way.
Keep trying.
Remember, even if a plant dies for the season and then regrows, it's still the same plant as it was before. Even if the flowers come in a little different.
You're right. I think I've been able to grow a lot since coming out here. I'm thankful for the opportunity. And thank you for convincing Papa to let us come out here. It's been fun.
I'll have to come visit more. Oh, this oak would do perfectly. Speaking of that. And
Nora will just stand back and she'll just watch intently like she's learning again. She's all happy.
Your mom talks about how one day hopefully you'll be able to do this too, and it'll be super convenient. And then she basically starts talking about even if you don't want to live in the village and you want to live here, it'll be so much easier to visit you frequently.
Yes, I hope I'll be able to do that eventually. It's always seemed to come in handy for you.
She nods and says, and who knows, maybe you'll want to put roots down in this city and find a sweet boy like I did from a place you didn't expect. And she like nudges you like happily, like thinking about, oh, that'd be nice, and just kind of goes back to looking at the tree.
Nora just is like kind of like blushing, like, Mom, stop.
And she says, maybe there'll be one at the play tonight as you're dressed up so fancy.
I don't know. I don't know.
And she's like brushing it off, like, don't talk about it.
Fine.
Don't talk about it.
All right, let's get back to your friends and finish lunch with them and see how your father's doing at that game.
Yeah, I mean, Hans and Franz did make it, so hopefully Papa understands it.
He catches on pretty quickly. All right, Hans and Franz, let's see after explaining the rules, who's gonna win. Let's do a wisdom roll off.
So yeah, I guess Hans and Franz wouldn't. He would mostly be just trying to make sure that Callum understood the game.
Oh, sure.
And is not actively trying to beat him.
Oh, sure. I mean, he still wants to learn how to play.
Right, right.
Like, in a way. But I mean, I know, I'm assuming you're not trying to obliterate him.
No.
Hans and Franz has to win by as much as possible every time and just destroys them and then gloats about it horribly in his face.
You're Hans and Franz?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh
Right,
my god.
Anyway,
What's his roll?
a wisdom roll. Here we go.
Let's see.
Oh, an 8.
That's a save. Let's see. So I don't know what Callum's
Yeah, it's because I
modifier is.
have a luck stone. I get an extra 1.
Oh,
so.
sure. Okay. So I don't think Callum would have a +5 to his wisdom.
What?
So yeah, you managed to squeak out a win above him.
We both just do horribly because I'm like, I haven't played this game in
I'm just like watching over your shoulder like, the fuck's
14
going on?
years.
This game, you guys are both terrible at this.
Well, you know,
What are you
I'm
talking
a
about,
beginner.
brother? I'm teaching him how to play. I'm not.
No, he
I'm
wouldn't
not
say
play-
anything. You would see the judgment in his eyes of like, what is going on with this game, brother?
What? I'm teaching.
No, yeah, you're doing a very good job. I see
Mhm.
that.
Yeah,
It's a fun
I
game.
I feel like I understand the rules loosely. I think I'd take a couple more times to fully understand them completely. But overall, it's a very fun game.
It's a game of nuance and strategy.
Yeah, I have to admit, I'm not very good at practicing nuance and strategy when I'm chopping down trees. So my
I
brain
don't
is a
believe
little
that for a
intellectual.
second.
How
I've
do
tried
you
to
know
chop
what
down.
Well-
it's gonna fall?
Yeah, we've chopped down trees before, and you know when we were just doing day labor.
That was
Yeah,
very
no.
hard.
Yeah, you have to
Oh, I
know
mean-
where to hit, not to hit a knot. You have to know how to do it so it doesn't fall on somebody, like another tree or somebody else.
Well, I would say that is true, but I feel like it's different than, you know, having intent with people and making decisions like that. But you know, that is another skill of intuition, but a different kind.
Yeah.
And he kind of like, as you guys are there and off and whatever, he's like, so you come across to me as men of character, so I just want to thank you for looking after my children.
I mean, we're quite the characters. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, my brother and I both have some healing magic. And we're both, you know, kind of in your face fighters when we can. But I do have to say that it's usually your daughter that's saving us. I mean, it's not even like, it's not even like me trying to make your daughter sound better. You know, between the
We'd be in a lot more trouble if it wasn't for her, honestly.
yeah.
She's always been gifted in many ways, and that doesn't surprise me, although it's very hard for me not to see her just as a little girl still. But she always did have a way about her where she could just help people and see what they needed.
Yeah. And your son is his strength is second to none. Although my brother did beat him in the fighting pit.
I mean, but that was, you know.
But that wasn't, you know, we weren't using couldn't
what?
fall out.
Oh, we just had like a little competition, you know.
Yeah, our friend Una over there was, you know, trying to
Over
get
where?
in. Isn't she here? Oh,
No,
so she
No,
didn't come
she's
with me.
sleeping.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
she didn't go. Yeah, our friend Una that you met, she had some old acquaintances she was trying to get in touch with, and this was a way to do it. So we went to like kind of an arena thing. It was a lot of fun, and nobody got hurt. It was you know, mostly fun.
Yeah,
and
it was
games.
just, you know, fisticuffs.
Oh, wrestling. Yeah, I had brothers. I understand. You know, Rowan never had a brother, so and Nora and him never roughed house. So I'm glad that he has someone to safely wrestle with and test his strength.
Never even thought about that, brother.
Yeah. I mean,
Because my brother
I
and I
would
would
have
still.
assumed that maybe Nora would turn into like a bear or something and kind of wrestle with him that way.
I mean, I'm sure that you have a different perspective of her, seeing her in more dangerous situations, but Nora was never really an aggressive child.
I mean, she's not
was always
particularly aggressive
The calm
now,
one.
Yeah, it's more of.
but when
both
push
with my
comes to
friends, my
shove,
brother.
you know, she stands with us.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose it's good. Hopefully she doesn't get into too much danger, but Rowan has always been there to protect her, and it's good to know that there's somebody protecting him too.
Oh yeah, we all protect each other. That's kind of how, you know, how we operate.
Yeah, it's kind of the reason that we're all still together. I mean, now my brother and I have our own things we get about, and Una has her own things. But it seems like no matter what we're doing, as long as we're doing it together, it's, you know, we're kind of going down the right path.
Well, whoever raised you does them credit. You are very, very good men. I'm very happy that you're with my children.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll say you guys head back to the guild in the evening and start getting ready to go to the play with your new digs. And
Brother, this outfit they gave me, it came with this like piece of cloth that's thin on one end and thick on the other. And they said it goes around your neck.
Oh, a tie.
I don't know how this goes.
I don't know either. I was never good at those things.
Do you think Ponder would know?
Probably.
Y'all go ask Ponder.
Ponder. Let's see, does Ponder know?
Ben Nevis.
Yeah, Ponder knows how to tie a tie. And he'll
Surprised ties exist.
I mean,
Right
I really don't think they do, but we're just
I
gonna
think it's
say
smart.
Ponder helps figure out.
It's just a bolo tie, and I'm an idiot.
Dude, I
don't know how
really
to
am
do
hoping.
the
Slide.
slide. Yeah.
So is Hans and Franz wearing his nice digs, or is he wearing more of his like merchant's digs?
No, this is my merchant dig. Well,
Okay.
merchants don't wear ties. This isn't my Versace. It's just my Armani tonight.
Okay, I was just curious which one it
North
was.
be the only one who stands out,
Mhm.
and it's gonna make her so uncomfortable.
Hans and Franz, you get like you see the stone blinking at like 5 o'clock. And Rhiannon says, I'll meet you specifically, gives like a spot, like there's like a well or whatever in this part of the city at this time. And she says, by the way, what color are you wearing tonight?
I have no idea. Whatever color Lizzie decides the color is.
I don't know. What color?
What color would Hans and
Sam?
Franz buy?
It's like
Yeah,
it's
what
like
did you go
it's
with
like a
black?
really nice sky blue with a ruffled. No, I'm just kidding. A bright orange. I don't know.
Sam, what do you think the tailor would have suggested to go with his black cloak as like?
I
Black on
feel
black
like it would have been, because what would the pieces be? Just like a shirt and pants?
Yeah, probably like a nice medieval, like a tunic, like a nice.
Like a nicer tunic? I feel like they would have gone with more earthy tones. So
What
maybe
about a
like
gray
like I was thinking like a
or brown.
either a forest green or like a burnt orangey color would maybe work. Not like orange, but not red, kind of like that nice in between earthy clay tone.
Oh sure.
It's my favorite.
Or yeah.
Sunset orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would Hans and Franz wear an orange, or would he go with more of
I don't know.
the
I'm just looking. I just looked up what's worth a black cape on Google. I'm going through the images.
They're gonna give you like some vampire lord looking shit.
There actually is one, but there's only one. Oh no, here's another one. But all the images.
I mean, with black, wouldn't it be simple to do like gray tunic, black pants?
Yeah.
Just depends on if you want to incorporate color, if you want to keep it neutral.
Yeah, it's like you want to be like a mysterious, like dark.
I don't know. We'll go with
man.
like a deep green or something if that's
Okay.
something that Sam had mentioned. I don't know.
Yeah, forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a darker.
forest
Yeah,
green.
dark green. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about the pants? Are those also forest green or are those black?
Mhm.
Those would probably be black. Usually the pants are what's neutral. And then the tunic is where you pop in the color.
Gotcha.
And then I'm
That's
wearing
the contrast.
my Air Force Ones.
Yes.
Your Air Force ones. Okay.
So yes, I will be like, I guess I've
That's
got
the
the
word.
like a dark green shirt. They said there was this hex color.
They said it was
It's-
Here's the Pantone code if you want to match it exactly.
yeah. But he's like really confused. He doesn't get what she's like. And then he's like, and then like,
Why does it matter what color I'm wearing?
And the black pants. And then I'll be stomping in my Air Force Ones. So I had a buddy who loved that song growing up.
Oh
Ugh.
my god.
That was terrible.
So yeah, you're wearing dark green. All right. So one way. So I don't know how many words that was, but that message was conveyed.
Because he knows there's a limit.
As
to,
long
like,
as Hans and Franz is wearing a cape and Rhiannon wears a dress that's like slightly fancier, Nora will feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, I was like, dude, Nora's dress. I'm not gonna lie, that is fancier than a merchant's dress. That's
Well,
like
yeah,
lower
who knows?
nobility. Like
I will-
lower nobility.
I will say that I will ask Rowan to prestidigitate the fuck out of my cloak
Okay.
because I wear this thing
Good
all the
call.
time.
Mhm.
And then
Can you please
I
get
will,
the smell and the stains out of it?
well, yeah, essentially
Get the
that, and
blood.
then I'm going to go to the alchemist Lucius?
Lucius.
Yeah.
Lucius?
yeah.
And see if he's got like a it's not the right
body
word, but like a
spray.
treatment, like a shampoo
Mm.
for the
Oh,
the
for the
hide?
cape? Oh,
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
and then
He probably is something because they have to maintain like leather armor that they might loan out or whatever. Yeah, there's
something
something.
that
It's
smells
that'll-
good and
Some
I have
lavender
something
oil.
that smells like sage. Is that all right?
I mean, yeah, that sounds good.
And he'll give you a pot of it or whatever to treat your cloak with.
Okay.
I just imagine casting prestidigitation on like the first time on it, and it's like clapping to chalk
Two chalk
erasers
erasers.
together. and then putting it in
Boom!
ears.
But it's like little bits of dead people and
Oh no!
dried
Whoa.
blood.
The brain out of there.
I think
Yeah.
I killed someone in here.
No, he would clean it pretty
to death.
regularly because he
You
does.
You
got
know-
enough dust
all the
for a
time.
whole body.
I feel like I should have it like be like Renaissance clothes for men instead of like kind of late medieval, because then you can have like the doublet and hose and like.
Oh, see,
you
I
know,
wanted to go
But
with
he
like
loves
a
doublets
dress
and
shirt,
hose.
a dress shirt, slacks, and then like the vests.
like modern.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. It's fine.
Mhm.
I'm not
Like,
gonna. I'm not gonna overrule your fashion.
I'm new
my
in
fantasy
town.
setting. I'm new in town.
This is all the rage where I'm from.
I think it would be funny if that's what the clothing was, but you know. What's your character wearing?
He's wearing probably the fine clothes category, kilt and tunic.
Oh, okay. So like less like fine would be noble, like lower nobility. Are you
Yeah.
doing merchant or nobility? Okay, so you're going
Yeah.
fancy.
Yeah, I mean, he wants to kind of bring it up a level so Nora doesn't feel so outstanding,
Mm-hmm.
stand out.
Oh, what color?
that-
What color is
yeah,
this?
that's-
What color is the tunic he got?
It probably would go with his cap. So
Gold.
so yeah. Well, like
How dapper.
yellow burnt orange sort of thing.
Okay.
And the tunic would probably be, black or something. I don't know.
Okay, wait. Here we go.
I don't know fashion.
No, I'm just curious. I was like, what color he wears.
I'm gonna wear
I want-
like a green solid tunic with a lightning bolt in the chest, and then I'm gonna get up and be like, stand out above the crowd, even if you gotta shout out loud.
By the way, that's what Hans and Franz should be wearing.
Yes.
I gave some thought to it, but I was like, I don't want to show Rihanna up.
An evening at the theater with everyone dressed in their fineries? What could go wrong? Find out next time on the Guardians of Fehal.